A generation ago, when Chris Evert was 16, the women's champion at the U.S. Open earned $5,000. This year, that purse is 80 times larger. Teenage tennis millionaires are now commonplace on the tour. The sports dollar has provided throughout this century a way up and a way out for all people, especially minorities. That truth endures even today. Chris Mortensen shows us how sports capitalist explosion now echoes at the most tender of ages, where the opportunity for profit runs up against the joy and the wonder of youth.
Come on, keep pumping. You're not tired. Come on, push, push, push. Just think what you want to become. You got to work at this.
1, 2, 3. That's exactly what it is, work. The court is their office. Venus Williams, last year's highest-rated player in Southern California's 12 and under category, and her talented 10-year-old sister Serena, who is last year's best in Southern Cal's 10 and unders, work out with medicine balls, take taekwondo lessons, and train with a former professional bantamweight boxer as part of their daily 9-hour regimen.
She stopped, Sweet Pea, pump her. Come on.
There's a lot of sacrifice that you have to make. Like, you can't, go ride your bike anytime, or I don't have that much time with my dogs as much as I did in California. But, you can't go out to the mall like other kids and things like that.
The Williams family made a step up from the ghettos of Compton, California, to Florida's plush Greenleaf Resort, home of Rick Macy's prestigious tennis academy. The father of 2 of junior tennis's top prospects, Richard Williams, admits that he started his kids in the sport to make money.
I thought that I could live through my kids, and in 1978, I planned their career before they were born. And I thought that I could make $1 million.
Well, how did you think about that before they were even born?
I seen a girl win a tennis tournament, and she made more in that tournament than what I made in a year.
Man, you think these kids will make $1 million?
There's no question about it. They make $1 million look small.
I'm glad to live in USA. I'm glad to be an American. And I want to...
Williams says that he's changed his mind, that his goal is no longer solely money. In fact, he says he's turned down one offer of $87 million in exchange for all the future earnings of Venus and Serena. He's afraid that, with that kind of commitment, his kids would end up becoming freaks, quit the game at 18 with no education to fall back on, and hate him for the rest of their lives.
Venus, who's your best friend?
You, James.
Oh.
It seems Venus and Serena's future is financially assured, but being very good at tennis does not guarantee a big payoff. Less than 5% of USTA junior boys and 4% of the girls ever advance into the top 200 on the pro circuit. But those statistics will not discourage parents with a mission. Case in point, Fred Haynes.
I don't want to lie and tell my son we're just working for college. We're not.
Well, you want them to make $1 million, don't you?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or?
Yeah, I would like him to make $1 million by the time he's 20.
Yeah.
You know?
Fred is talking about Dante, his talented 10-year-old boy. But he also believes he has another potential gold mine in Angela, his 7-year-old daughter. How to ready them for this goal entails sacrifice.
You ready, Dante?
Fred claims he gave up his $900 a week job as a carpenter to work the overnight shift at the local sewer plant, all to make himself available during the day to coach his children.
When I say cross court, I don't mean down the line. I don't mean hit him to me.
Dante is one of this year's top 10 and under players, making it to the finals of the Southern California Junior Sectional Championships 2 weeks ago. Angela is also talented, winning February's South Bay Junior Tournament in the 8 and under category. Some would say Fred's training methods are severe, up to 5.5 hours on the court during the school year, with off-the-court exercises including 5-mile jaunts and work boots, sometimes up the sand inclines in Hermosa Beach. And while most children might expect a bedtime story, Dante's goodnight kiss is a ritual of 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups nightly. Angela gets a break, only required to do 50.
Keep pushing, Angie. Keep pushing.
The New York Times quoted Haynes as admitting he sometimes beat Dante with a stick after losing a match. Haynes says he was misquoted, that he never hit his kids, but instead uses running laps and push-ups as a means of teaching them a lesson when they make a mistake.
You know, my personal opinion, I think the top 10 people that are in the world, I don't think that, you know, everybody just brushed them on their hair when they made mistakes. I think, you know, they have to do the same thing Dante and Andrew doing. They had to pay the price for mistakes they made.
Why do you like tennis?
I want to be #1 in the world.
How come, why do you want to be #1 in the world?